So one of the other lessons that I want to pull out of the Piranha Marketing System is we most businesses have heavy seasons and slow seasons, but you claim that there's no need for a slow season. So tell us your two best strategies for avoiding the notorious slow business season.
Well, one of the best ways to do that is to make sure you, don't wait till it gets super cold before you have to start digging for wood. There's a lot of analogies on like that. People want heat, but they have to put in, the wood first. And so avoiding a slow season is preparing yourself in advance so it doesn't happen. There's that analogy of the best time to plant an oak tree was 20 years ago. The second best time to do it is like right now. And so, the way to avoid the slow season, Warren Buffett says it's not till the tide goes back till you find out who was swimming naked and who wasn't. It's really about being prepared, and it's about bonding with a group of clients. When you look at businesses and they look at what are their assets, I think the most important, valuable asset to anyone's business is their clients and their customers and the relationship that they have with the marketplace. People say time is money. Well, I've never hit my alarm clock and had, thousands of dollars sitting there. What's money is the relationships. And so part of this process is really just developing strong relationships with people so that when the slow season comes, you can send a letter, you can send an email, you can follow up with people, you can sell people on continuity. One of the number one things that I learned early on in business, big game changers for me, was marketing. When I first discovered that the difference between a $1 bill and a $100 bill was the message on the paper, that you can actually change the message on the paper and it could sometimes 5 times, 10 times, 20 times increase the response that someone was, to any of your marketing. That was such a game changer for me. It was fascinating that I could change a headline, or I could, change sales copy, or add bullet points, or make compelling offers and use testimonials, and all of those things would make me more attractive to prospective customers. That was a huge insight. The next big insight was it takes just as much time and effort to sell a singular sale, a sale once, as it does to sell a continuity sale, where you actually offer something to someone and you charge their credit cards or you deliver it on an ongoing basis. I could sell a $100 course, or I could sell a $100 a month sale where I deliver it to them. I have people that pay me $1,000 a month to do a conference call with us monthly. There's a lot of continuity sales that I have built in. So if you want to avoid the slow season, think of your business like a gym membership. You're still going to charge their card. They can come and go as they want. 100% guaranteed. One thing I don't like about health clubs is how they trap people into certain membership things. I used to sell health club memberships, when I was going to college. I never got a college degree. It's funny, Darren, I'd love to actually share at some point of this, people, if they really knew how pathetic I was, starting out, they would be like, man, if this guy can figure out how to become a multimillionaire using marketing, we can probably figure this stuff out too. But I used to sell health club memberships, and, one of the things, this one club I work for, they would want to sell people into memberships and not let them out. And I actually quit working for them because I didn't like it. I think you should make it, if people want what you're selling, deliver it to them and make it easier for them to consume it on a regular basis. And if you have several hundred people or several thousand that are on a continuity sale, you're not going to have a slow season because you've already made the sales in advance. And that's what most people don't do. They don't prepare for it. And, monthly client newsletter, wowing your clients, delivering great services, and selling continuity relationship sales are the easiest and best ways to avoid having a slow season. And a lot of people are like, well, I can't really do that. Well, I sell cars. People aren't going to buy a car every 5 years. Well, can you get referrals from them? Can you offer services so that they can come in and get their oil change? Or, for instance, I usually buy luxury cars. I'm not going out and driving Ferraris and stuff, but I'll drive Land Rovers and Mercedes and Jaguars, and I typically tend to have nice vehicles. And what always amazes me about this one dealership that I've bought 6 cars from, I'm not going to buy another vehicle from this dealership because they're just so stupid with their marketing. When I go to drop off my car, they should give me the latest model of a nicer vehicle. because my history, if they paid attention to it, would show that I've bought a new car almost every 2 years from this dealership, sometimes even sooner than that. That let's give this person a more expensive car because their buying habits are actually showing what it is they're doing, and let's entice them with even a nicer vehicle. But they'll give me a car that's like a lesser value, and it's just ridiculous. And if a lot of businesses just look at who are their best customers, because a good buyer is a good buyer is a good buyer, and a bad buyer is a bad buyer is a bad buyer. And if you actually understand who's buying from you and why they're buying and what their frequency is, you can totally shift how you do business. And there's so much to be said about the Pareto principle applied to marketing, applied to your client base. 80% of your profits will typically come from 20% of your clients. The one area where, and I got to say this very carefully because people take this out of context, the one area where discrimination is actually useful is actually looking at who's buying from you and who isn't, because not all customers are created equal. Some are awesome clients and they will do business with you over and over again, and it's the lifeblood. I mean, if you really nurture your very best clients, that is the best way to avoid ever having a slow season, even if you never go into the continuity type of sales like I've been talking about.